What is going on, YouTube? Acclaim back again with another Madden 17 defensive tip. This time coming out in $326 DB Fire 2 Press. You already know the defensive play. I shouldn't have to explain how everybody runs it. But for those that don't know, normally what's going to happen is you end up manning up the cornerbacks that are blitzing on somebody across the field. This is called cross man. It's a very popular setup this year. It's been around for years, but this is how everyone starts running it this year. You man up somebody from the blitzer on across the field to the opposite side, so when a crossing route happens, they meet up at the mesh point, and that route is covered. Now, against something like corner strike, this is going to pose some serious problems for you, right? Because you're going to run it. Let me see, this is the right controller. You're going to run it, and then you can have the flat wide open there because of the C route. If they play a hard flat, that C route's going to get wide open because the man coverage from across the field isn't going to have enough time to get over to make an actual play on the ball or even get close to the wide receiver. So, in order to counter that, because now with Brett Favre and the gunslinger meta, where you got that gunslinger chem where he's throwing some serious heat out of his arm, and he's able to fit that window, fit the ball right in that window between the light blue and the deep blue. Now, because he's able to fit it in that window, and the soft squat starts to jump down and bite on the flat when he runs a vertical route, which only happens when he runs a vertical route, C routes don't count as vertical routes. Fun fact. So that also plays into the flat opening up if you're against a soft squat, because the soft squat's going to run and play the cloud flat with the C route, but he won't watch the flat anymore. So, in order to counter that and allow you to actually cover the flat as well as those deep corner routes, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start playing inside man. Now, what I mean by inside man is the slot cornerback here and over here are now going to be manned up on the outside receivers from the slot. So we're going to do this. So you're going to end up with a look similar to this. Now, in addition to that, we're going to play a cloud flat. So we have cloud flats with inside man coverage. Now, what's going to end up happening when I run corner strike, that C route should be covered really well. There were 2-3 defenders in the vicinity. The only thing that was open was, of course, the flat route, which in most cases you're going to accept the flat route being open because you're going to come up and make a tackle. And when you come up and make a tackle, that's when fumbles happen and all that good stuff. So what's going to end up happening is, again, I can hit the flat route, but again, that's a 5, 6, 7 yard gain. But depending on who your cornerback is, Night Train Lane and Mutt, Mel Blount and Mutt, Willie Brown, you're going to cause some fumbles doing that. Or if you're playing a more base-style defense, because it doesn't have to be out of dollar. You can do this out of any formation. If you're playing a more base-style defense, you might get a linebacker out there in the flat, and then you're going to start posing some serious problems for the offense because that's their only read. So again, corner strike, inside man, watch to try to hit the corner route. That corner route should be completely blanketed. It's an overthrow. There was a small chance I could catch it if I clicked on and actually tried to catch it with Cobb, but he's not that big of a target, and catching traffic being what it is this year, chances are that is not going to be a completion anyway. But again, in order to counter these routes that hit that little tender spot right here, where you can normally fit it in a window now with Brett Favre, now becomes a lot harder to hit because there is a defender running underneath all of those routes. So let's say we put him on a vertical now, right? Now we're in a cloud flat. So the vertical should run completely with him. So he should be double teamed, which means Y should be wide open. Hold on, let me make sure I didn't put him in anything weird. Okay, there we go. That's the cloud flat. Okay, anyway, watch how wide open that flat zone gets. Boom. The halfback is there, but the vertical was covered. So now what we could also do is we can do this. I'm really only going to show you guys with X now. We're going to put him in a hard flat with the man coverage. Now, hard flat man coverage should result in the flat being covered and he's one-on-one, which with a defender with inside position, it's a lot harder to swerve. So this is a good way to counter people who are only trying to swerve you and only trying to hit a very specific area of the field against the cover 2. Now, does that leave other areas of the field exposed? Yes. You're going to have to cover a whole lot of area in the middle of the field here. But if you have 2 receivers running towards the sideline over here, and you have 2 receivers running to the sideline over here, you're going to only end up having to cover 1 route over the middle. And 1 route over the middle, you should be able to manually take that route away one way or the other. So, hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys learned something. Hope you guys are going to take this as an opportunity to expand upon the crossman, because there's a lot more that you can do than just man up, crossman, and pray that they run a crossing route. This allows you to take away the sideline. And if you add that in with crossman, you will then be able to start taking away their tendencies. And eventually, you're going to force some turnovers. So, hope you guys get out there, start winning some games. Welcome to the crossman meta being dead and the inside man meta being born. I'm out.